Take us live. Thank you. All right, hello everybody. JT Siskowski for Status Coup News. I am here in the village of Broadview, Illinois. You hear all those honking cars and the cheers of protesters here behind me because we are right outside of the Broadview ICE detention facility for the Saturday night scheduled organized protest out here. I say organized, really it's in a more loose sense, just in the sense that this time, 4 p.m. Central onward, was an established time that is communicated out to many people here in the Chicago area, as this is a time when all of these protesters will come out and gather. We've been looking at these protesters and seeing a lot of new faces than we've seen over the last few weeks. So should be a bit of a different dynamic in this crowd. We've heard quite a few bits of chants, cheers. I'll point out another thing that is a little bit different is actually on this side of the street. This is the intersection of 25th and Harvard Street. And Harvard Street has an approach to the ICE facility. Where you see ICE vehicles, Department of Homeland Security vehicles, go in and out of the facility up and down this road. So protesters in the past have tried to obstruct that road, to slow down ICE's operations here, even if just temporarily, as the Department of Homeland Security is attempting to execute on its Operation Midway Blitz out here. But you see those police officers standing over there to the right. Some of those are Village of Broadview police departments. They are in the police officers. They are in the blue uniforms, and then in the tan uniforms standing just behind them, leaning up against those concrete barricades. That is Illinois State Police. They've been out here having a lot of back and forth with these protesters. They have arrested many protesters. They have forced them back with batons on a number of occasions. We ourselves and the press, John and myself, have been directly pushed by those police and their batons. They are here to keep that road open for ICE. That has been their primary objective, though the governor, J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, has said that they are here to protect the protesters from ICE. But in effect, what we have seen, what the protesters believe, is that these police officers are, in effect, allowing ICE to continue its operations, facilitating it by keeping this road open. And that's why the protesters are out here trying to contest this road. You'll hear them a lot of times. The loudest screams, the loudest jeers are sent towards Department of Homeland Security vehicles that use this road. Those state police officers, on their bodies right now, are gas masks that are hanging off of their hips. We've seen the Illinois State Police out here in riot gear. That's not new. What is new is the presence of those gas masks, which gives us a little bit of an indication as to what the Illinois State Police are expecting for tonight. As I said, many new faces. There is a large crowd out here of a couple of hundred people, and they seem to be quite agitated. There were some arrests out here at this site earlier today. Just the fact that police are prepared for the event of using something like tear gas is notable and something that we are going to keep our eyes on. Why might they be using tear gas? Well, a couple of reasons. One, it might be the police protecting themselves from the Department of Homeland Security because ICE and Border Patrol agents have tear gassed these protesters before. John got tear gassed here just 2 Saturdays ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 Saturdays ago, on the other approach to this ICE facility. This is the eastern approach to the facility. There's also a southern approach. That's traditionally where this Saturday protest has been held, is on that southern approach. And yes, we saw Border Patrol agents, ICE agents fire tear gas into the crowd 2 weeks ago as a way to get people to disperse during those protests. So it could be that Illinois State Police are just prepared in the event that the feds come out here and decide to use tear gas. But the other thing that I want to note here, and John, if you want to pan the camera over to the sign over there, the blinking sign, you'll see that the sign over there says from 6 p.m. to 9 a.m., no protest. That is a directive that has been sent down from the village mayor just in this past week, has declared protests only allowable here outside of this ICE facility within certain zones. We'll talk about that in a second, but also during certain times, that being between the hours of 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. is protesting allowable out here. After that 6 p.m. hour, so a little under 2 hours from now, what police have done in the past is they have issued first a warning to the protesters. Then if there are still people who are out here, they'll issue citations. And then if the protesters persist after that, they say that they will, the police say that they will be arrested. Here's one of those ICE vehicles coming out now down Harvard Street. Coming out, and you see the crowd kind of shift towards those barricades along the road's edge, and direct shouts of shame, loud jeers towards those vehicles as they move by. We've seen ICE agents in these vehicles do things to antagonize the crowd. They'll sometimes pull out their phones and take take video or photos of the protesters as they pass by. Or we even had one time last week Friday, we saw an ICE agent actually blowing kisses to the crowd. So these barricades that you see, these are to demark the areas where protesters can be. Protesters have not taken kindly to both the imposition of these acceptable protesting hours, nor to the zones, what they have taken to calling free speech zones, because they say like free speech only allowable in the village of Broadview within these concrete barriers. So it's really what we're going to see tonight is what happens when there is a crowd. Yes, John.
I don't know if she's from the ACLU.
Which one?
The one walking away.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go and try and track down an interview real quick. Got it.
Anyway, well, thank you for doing what you're doing because we gotta
Fact check. I don't think they're state police. I think they're county sheriff's police.
Sheriff's police.
From Cook County.
I'll take a look.
Yeah, that's what. All right.
The
Well,
ones I
thank you,
could see,
guys.
and their cars are here too.
Got it.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry about that.
Yep, no, that's all right. Yeah, we were just checking to see if the ACLU had a presence out here. We saw a woman holding a little placard that had ACLU on it. Wanted to see if they were out here and what they had to say about the state of...
They have been out here.
Yeah, they have been out here, John says. So we wanted to see what they might have to say about these free speech zones out here. Yeah, another ICE vehicle coming here out of the Harvard approach. And a correction that the gentleman who I just went and spoke to pointed out to me is that those officers in the tan, and I'll have John pan back to him after the ICE vehicle drives away there, but those officers there in the tan that we see there who have the gas mask at their shoulder, at their hip, correction, they are sheriff's deputies who are actually out here. So state police don't see a presence from them. That is sheriff's deputies. Another difference about this crowd from previous nights is also the intermingling of the two different factions out here. Both the protesters who are out here to demonstrate against the ICE presence here in Broadview and the operations here in the Chicago area, but also supporters of ICE, of the current administration, are also in that crowd. And we've also seen some right-wing content creators out here in the last couple of days out provoking the protesters, trying to create content.
They're in there.
Yeah, they are in that crowd right now. We watched several cross over there, so there's likely to be a little bit of a little bit more of an antagonizing presence there inside that crowd, and that's something that we will watch closely as today develops. Yeah. 1 second, though. I wanted to give just a piece of news here that did not get the chance to give on either of our earlier live streams. I wanted to talk about the Trump administration was barred by a federal judge from deploying federalized National Guard troops within the state of Illinois broadly. There's a few bases that the judge's order allows the National Guard to operate within while they are federalized. So some of those troops likely still here in the state of Illinois on some of those bases that were named in the order. But the Trump administration had asked for a stay on that order, meaning having that order paused so that they could still have the troops here at Broadview. We saw several patrolling within the confines of the compound that ICE has created out here in Broadview. Keep those troops here doing the mission that the Trump administration wants them to carry out here in the state of Illinois, asking for a judge to allow that to be the case while this court case wound its way through the appeals process. Just today, the judge came out and denied that motion, meaning that the order stays in effect. The National Guard troops cannot be deployed out here in the state of Illinois. It didn't cover just the Chicago area. That order covered the entire state of Illinois. The troops can remain federalized. This is according to reporting from the Chicago Tribune. Those troops can remain federalized, but they cannot be out here in these communities as of right now. Okay, so we are going to make our way across the street now and actually get into the crowd. You'll start to hear from some of these protesters and give you a sense of what it's actually like on the ground here. As we do cross, I'll point out that this is the third time that we have gone live today, given a live report here from the Chicagoland area. Just today, we were live this morning out in the town of Cicero. We were out this morning in the town of Cicero where we were at a protest that was organized by high school students who did not feel safe in their own community. Cicero is a heavily Hispanic community here just outside Chicago. They were saying they did not feel safe and they did not feel their local leaders were doing enough to make them feel safe. So they felt the need to protest, and they had quite the turnout. We'll probably talk a little bit more about them later in the broadcast. Then we were also live near downtown Chicago at a rally that was being held by local activists and organizers who were pushing for funds, not feds, was the name of the rally. They want investment in Chicago's communities, not a greater police presence, a militarized police presence in the form of ICE. We were live out there just a little over an hour ago. And somewhere in the middle there, we were also out here at the Broadview facility where some faith leaders came to try and deliver communion to folks who might be being held inside that ICE processing facility here, where these protesters have gathered to protest. So we have been all over the place today, certainly in places where we were among the only media outlets. Certainly did not see much in the way of mainstream corporate press at these events. The only place where we did see a lot of corporate press was actually at that Faith Leaders event, which we also covered and managed to get to three other places of news that are happening here in the Chicagoland area. So if you value this work that we are doing, I mean, we are in constant motion. We have been waking up early, getting out into the streets, interviewing folks, getting a sense for what's on the ground, bringing you the live look of what it looks like, and really going until we are exhausted at the end of the day, where we shovel some food into our mouths and then collapse into our beds at the end of the day, and then repeat and do it all over again. If you support the work that we're doing, please go to StatusCoup.com/join. And $5 a month or 16 cents a day goes to keep us here on the ground, goes to keep us bringing you this on the ground look as to what it's like. We're not like the CNNs of the world. We're not going to have a Republican and a Democrat on and have them debate which side is correct. We go out here and we show you what is actually happening on the ground, so that you're not getting that filtered political talking point bullshit. You're getting to hear from these protesters themselves, from these community members who are being victimized by the federal government right now, get to hear what it's actually like in their communities. So please, if you can, support us. I would be eternally grateful. John and our whole team will as well. So this is the protest here from the backside. Have John pan around, and we'll start to make our way in and start to interview some of these folks who are out here about what made them want to be out here today. I'm a reporter with Status Coup. I was looking to interview people about why they wanted to be out here today. Would you guys be willing to do an interview? Okay, understood. Yeah, make it. Status Coup, or an online independent progressive outlet. I was looking to do interviews with folks about why they were out here today.
No, but thanks. I appreciate what you're doing, but I'm not in the mood. I appreciate it, though.
Understood.
Yeah.
Hi, folks. I'm a reporter with Status Coup, or an online independent progressive outlet. Just doing interviews with folks about why they wanted to be out here.
I gotta figure out my stuff. I did actually. I thought.
Would you guys be open to an interview?
GoPro. Appreciate it.
Pardon me, folks. I'm a reporter with Status Coup. We're an online independent progressive outlet. So we're doing interviews with folks about why they wanted to be out here today, the message that they're hoping to deliver.
Like I have my phone.
Would you guys mind if I asked you a few
I
questions?
think my phone.
Love you. Love you more. Bye.
I was like, oh good. At least I can.
Is it video or?
It is video. Understood. Yeah.
We're in my backyard.
Status Coup, or an online independent progressive outlet. Doing interviews with folks about why they wanted to be out here today, the message that they're hoping to deliver. Would you guys mind if I interviewed you, ask you a few questions?
I think I'm okay. But thank you. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate you.
There you see one of those Department of Homeland Security vans driving by. That one actually has a license plate. Some of them that we've seen drive by here in the last couple of weeks don't even have a license plate. Some are disguised vehicles. They'll have like the Mexican flag on them, something like that, that makes it difficult to identify exactly why they're here. Reporter. I'm out here interviewing folks about why they wanted to be out here today.
What's your outlet?
Status Coup, or an online independent progressive outlet.
Okay.
Do you guys mind if I ask you a few questions about why you wanted to be out here? Message that you're hoping to deliver?
I could be down. Can I look up what Status Coup
you
is
can look us
first?
up.
Sorry,
Go
it's
for it.
easy to say it's
Yeah.
progressive online.
Yes, I totally trust but verify.
Yeah.
Do it, man.
Okay, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if any of y'all are.
I'd be down too.
Yeah. Can I get some names just so I can introduce you guys?
Yeah, Colin.
Talia.
Colin, Claudia,
Claudia.
Claudia,
Claudia.
and Olivia. Colin, Claudia. Thank you guys very much. This is John, my cameraman. My name's JT.
Hi.
All right. So I am here with Colin, Claudia, and Olivia. And like I said, first question, why did you guys want to be out here today? Why was it important to put yourselves here outside this ICE facility today?
It's critical that we share that the state troopers and Broadview police are helping ICE break the law and kidnap Illinois residents. They are kidnapping people on the streets, they are shooting people, and we need to stop it.
Yeah, I want to note that that's not an exaggeration. Anyone watching this at home probably has seen now video after video of ICE kidnapping, abducting people off of the street, profiling them based purely on the color of their skin, where they live, the job they do, demanding papers. We've talked to people in some of these neighborhoods here in Chicago who are talking about, I'm carrying my birth certificate on me just out of an abundance of caution so that they have no excuse to disappear me into the immigration system. So just to reiterate Colin's point here is that that sense of fear that is pervasive in this community that we have now heard from person after person that we have interviewed. Apologies for the interruption. I just like to underline some points every now and then. So Olivia, why did you want to be out here today?
I'm Claudia, but yes. I just think we've all seen ICE terrorizing members of our community for so long, and it's getting so much worse. It's getting violent, and it's just something that you need to speak up for, you need to speak up about, because this is not only anti-democratic, and it's not only racist, and it's not only against what we want, but it just needs to stop. So that's why we're here.
Yeah, I work with kids, and a lot of them right now are really scared. I work with kids who are a group that would be targeted by this, and a lot of them have been expressing so much fear and anger, and I just feel like I would be remiss to not do my part, because I can, and I'm not going to be taken. So I need to do what I can do.
When you say you work with kids, like what age group? Like how young is this fear registering?
It's going all the way down to like 3rd grade, I would say. Even younger, they're not really entirely like conscious of it, but they are definitely scared. I hear 3rd graders comparing their skin color and wondering who's the most at risk, you know what I mean? Like, these kids are fucking terrified. Sorry, they're very terrified.
Meaning kids are actually physically comparing their like skin color to each other, being like on a spectrum almost of how likely am I to be profiled, to be abducted by ICE.
Yes.
I don't even know what to say after that. I mean, that is absolutely horrifying. I wanted to get a sense from you guys, first time out here at Broadview, first time protesting. Like, give me a sense of like your activism here in the Chicagoland area really just since Operation Midway Blitz started.
Yeah, I haven't been to any protests, and I think the most recent violent ones have really like activated me, and so that's partly why I'm out here today. I've done protests before, but not after Midway Blitz started, not since then.
Got it.
Yeah. Same for me. This is my first one in this
Yeah. First time at Broadview. I've been to a few protests earlier in the year, just about ICE in Chicago generally, but it's gotten bad enough that we have to come out here. And it's not easy to come out here, too. If you don't have a car, it's 2 hours by public transit. They make it hard to get here, so it's not easy to come out often.
Yeah, and you all are illustrating a couple of points. One, we noted as we walked up, we've been out here for weeks now, interviewing folks who have been on the ground here. We noticed a lot of new faces. You know, over those weeks, you can start to see, oh, that person's here again, they're local. Okay, tonight, a lot of new faces. Trying to get a sense now, what was finally the thing that pushed you guys to be out here? I heard you reference a couple of things in there, but if I could get you to expound in a little bit more detail. Was it one thing in the news? Was it just the ability to finally get out here, scheduling? Like, what was it that led you to finally come out here and express yourself here in Broadview?
I think this is the first time I saw a protest ahead of time. I wasn't really seeing the ones before. And then there was some in Brighton Park. I think that was the ones that got super violent. And the people who were there documenting that did amazing work, because it made me realize how violent, how like up and close and personal, how violent they are. So that's why I can pick it out.
Yeah, I want to say, so she's making reference to Brighton Park, which is the neighborhood where Marimar Martinez was shot by ICE agents. We were there on the ground the day that it happened. We were there in Brighton Park. We were there when ICE fired tear gas and flashbang grenades into the crowd as they were leaving. As they were leaving, they did that. They did not need to. They had the road clear. They could just drive out. But instead, they're popping tear gas. They're setting off flashbang grenades just because they could. Just into protesters. Sometimes they missed. There was one house where they threw tear gas. It looked like they were trying to land it somewhere near a group of protesters, and instead it ended up underneath the porch of a nearby home. That then we spoke to the homeowner the next day, wouldn't go on camera, but explained to us that some of that tear gas had made it inside. That was some of the things that we were seeing out there. And ICE not distinguishing between any folks, because Chicago police got tear gassed right alongside of the people who were there to protest ICE's presence there in that community. And then as soon as ICE left, that crowd dispersed. So again, showing that ICE has been, as we've seen in instance after instance out here, has been the antagonizer. I don't think that any of you would be out here if the ICE facility were not here. Is that correct?
100% that's the reason.
Okay. So coming back, I apologize again for interrupting us, but again, just to get that sense of what was it that finally led you guys to want to come out here today?
Partially just planning, getting everyone together and organized to come out here. Like I said, for me, like just build up over the past couple months of hearing kids being really afraid. I just feel like I gotta do it. So that's what.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a way I was a bit complacent. I think seeing it in my everyday life, I work from home, so in my house, hearing helicopters, hearing sirens in the distance, it's like this stuff is around us, and it's hard to stay silent and not do anything when that's touching on your life.
The fear that Olivia was talking about is very real in all across Chicago right now. I work at a restaurant sometimes, and I just the shift in the environment has been horrible and heartbreaking because everyone is scared. There's been they're all on watch and paranoid that the next day they're gonna have to leave their homes, leave their families, and that everywhere is a dangerous place to be. And so I just felt that it was time to, because some of us won't be profiled, and that's why we got to come out here.
I want to note everybody out here here to exercise their First Amendment rights, doing so within the pretty narrow rules that the Village of Broadview has set up, only within dedicated free speech zones. We've heard protesters refer to these as tongue-in-cheek, and during the designated hours. I'm not sure exactly how much John has in the shot here, but I want to note that you all have respirators. I'm seeing some goggles here. Why the need? Why come prepared, and what are you prepared for?
Tear gas. I think I haven't really been following closely, but I saw a headline that a federal judge had decided that ICE, I think, can't use tear gas. I don't know if that applies to state troopers or Broadview police. I just don't know how that works. But if there's a chance they use tear gas, they have in the past, you got to be safe. So.
And they're all super prepared. They're fully decked out and all their stuff, and it's a huge, long history of them abusing protesters and us not at all being prepared even to defend ourselves. So you just have to come prepared for the worst, is what I would say.
Yeah, I would agree. If they can have it, we should have it. So.
Yeah, being prepared to in case of violence. You're talking about anything that the police might use tear gas out here, or if ICE comes out. I'll note that we were on the scene here 2 weeks ago. John, our cameraman, got tear gassed along with everybody else out here. We saw the use of that tear gas out here, and it was strong stuff, as John attested to, the stuff that Border Patrol and ICE were using. I've held up enough of you guys this time you came out here to protest. I will let you get back to it, but I end every interview with the same question, which is there any question I haven't asked you that I should have? Anything I haven't given you the opportunity to say that you would like to?
I might just say what I'd like to, which is that we can't be complicit. It's easy to give in to a lack of hope. I felt that a lot, but that's not a choice. We just don't have an option.
Yeah. Every voice matters, and now is the time to use it.
I would say do it for the kids and for the people who are coming after us. So.
And I did forget one question I've been asking everybody, which is if you had a message that you could deliver to ICE right now, what would that, if something that you want on their mind or something that you just want to say, what would be that message you would want to deliver to ICE officers?
I mean, start thinking critically. I don't know if you're just racist or fascist? I don't know, but if you're not, then you need to wake the fuck up because this is evil. What's happening?
Hey, they getting their village stick.
Read a history book, probably.
Yeah, I mean, we live in a world where there are laws against what they're doing, and when we have the ability to apply those laws again, they will be applied to them. And if they're immune now, that doesn't mean they're immune forever. That's not how the law works.
Thank you all very much for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, we're seeing some of those. Thank you, man. Oh my God! Thank you, brother.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, we've got a right-wing content creator, these trolls that have come here into the crowd just to stir up shit.
He gets this content and then he pushes it as propaganda to say that people are attacking him.
Yeah.
So this is how the right's propaganda works.
Yeah, absolutely. That's John that you're hearing from there.
He loves it.
This is what he wants.
This is Don, JT,
Don, nice to meet you. Sorry, my hands are full. I'd shake your hand, but yeah.
What I keep saying is this is exactly what he wants, and if they just ignored him, it would actually hurt him or whatever, make their point more than anything.
Yeah.
He says he wants the conversation, to have a constructive conversation, but he instigates.
Yeah, I mean it's so transparent what they were doing. We were out here yesterday and we saw these protests. We saw them go right up to these protesters, begin antagonizing them. But today, when there is a target that isn't, there was a group of faith leaders who led an attempt to deliver communion out here. When that happened, these right-wing provocateurs are nowhere to be seen because that's not a photogenic target for them. They won't look good, so they're nowhere to be seen in those moments. But now here they are when they can go after just faceless protesters.
So let me hold that. This is your lunch?
We had a supporter from the crowd who delivered us some food.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
So
you.
tell people, here you go. Tell people about your platform.
Yeah, we're Status Coup. We're an online, independent, progressive outlet. We take a lot of pride in being able to deliver the people with news without any corporate sponsorship. We get by on just $5 a month subscription. 16 cents a day is what we always say.
Yeah.
That it gets people to get their news on the ground. That eye-level view. We've been living here basically for the last several weeks. We don't chase
that costs money.
It does. It does. Staying in a hotel room, getting food.
I'm the guy who got the footage of Daniel Hodges in the tunnel. Your team interviewed me, and then you put my words on TV.
Really? Okay. All right. Thank you.
The tunnel, I got that shot. Yeah.
You did? Oh my gosh! Yes, the guy. Oh,
John Farina.
yeah. Oh my gosh! Nice to see you. Good to see you. So look, you're right. I don't think people realize how expensive it is to be independent media. You don't have a giant corporate contract.
Yep.
My membership started at $2.99. So if you're on YouTube, a $2.99 membership, and then I have a $9.99 tier, and it's really pennies a day. And then I have a bigger tier, a larger tier that I call it the Lemon Legends, and they pay $49.99 a month. And that is, but they actually get to be on. They dial in to our system. They get to come on. They tell me how they feel, if they agree with me or not, not agree with me. They get to be like any other contributor on any major network. And every week, they have one show a week for these guys, and then some other special private things that we do. It's amazing. And you hear from real people. It's not just people sitting in a studio with a face full of pancake makeup and, cocktail dresses and suits. And so you have to support independent media. Support people like here from Status Coup, and what's your name again?
JT Siskowski.
JT. And support JT in this channel. And support our channel, no matter which platform you're following us on. Make sure you support us because we need support. We survive because of your generosity. And look, we're on the ground right now, giving people the information in real time, and in some ways, in putting ourselves,
we've been tear gassed. We've been shot at with rubber bullets and pepper balls.
I don't see any of the big networks here.
Yeah, that's something we were pointing out, that when the National Guard was being deployed here just the other day, there was every camera in the world was out on the other approach to this ICE facility. They parachuted in here for one day, did their live hits for the 5 o'clock news, and then left as soon as that judge's order came out saying that the National Guard would no longer be allowed to be deployed. But in that time, the ICE's mission out here has not fundamentally changed. The people of Chicago are still living under, under the same conditions that they were just a few days ago.
This is not being reported enough, I don't think.
Yeah.
Let me show you. I'm going to show you something. Don't. I'm not doing anything weird. So this is independent journalism. Let's go. Let me show you.
Yeah.
This is independent journalism, everybody. We get you right in the middle of it, okay? Now, I'm not going anywhere. This is corporate media. Standing behind me over here, you can see the protesters are gathered, and I filed this report earlier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you, Don. You're going to get me in trouble stealing my microphone.
No. I'm just trying to make a point.
Yeah.
I support you guys. You do a great job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
It's good to see you, okay?
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
You got a good one.
Yeah.
This is like a real one. I got to like it.
All right, so the guy's still back there.
We still.
Sam Higby, I think his name is. He was at the Roundhouse, White House, whatever you call it.
Yeah. Just a few days ago, there was a roundtable at the White House where many right-wing content creators were there. They were talking about Antifa as if it were some concrete organization. Of course, it's just a bunch of people who self-identify as being against fascism. But he was there along with many other right-wing content creators, and then the next day, many of those right-wing content creators were here all at the same time here in Chicago. So you can see, they're at the White House one day and then all herd over here to Chicago, notably after the Illinois State Police has made many adjustments to the setup out here for the protests, like the village of Broadview setting up these concrete barriers, doing work to keep the roadways open, so that way giving ICE no excuse to come out here, making it safe, essentially.
They actually added more barriers on the other
Yes.
side. To take down the fence.
Yep. So we should talk about that. There's a fence that has been put up on the approach on Beach Street, which is that. Oh, we're here. We've got state troopers. It looks like delivering some message to the crowd out here.
No peace! No racism!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No fascism!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No racism!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No racism!
My name's
No
JT. I'm a reporter.
This whole damn system! This whole damn system! This whole damn system!
Would you mind if I interviewed you?
I don't care.
Yeah. What's your name, sir?
Bill.
Bill. Nice to meet you. I'm JT. So why'd you want to be out here today?
Well, I was up in D.C. with Jolly when we were doing the veterans thing, because holding people against their will is against the Constitution. Rolling people up off the streets without due process is not what I served for.
You just referenced your service there. It's very apparent with what you're wearing.
I did 22 years and some change. I gave my life to this country, not for this.
And what made you want to serve? What are the ideals that you serve for?
This is America. This is what we're supposed to be. That bright, shining house on the hill. We're supposed to be what everyone aspires to. Do you want another country to aspire like us now?
Right. So what branch did you serve in?
22 years in the Army. Yes.
Were you deployed at all during?
Yes, I fought in every operation since Panama in '89. From '89, Desert Storm, Panama, Iraq, and Afghanistan multiple times.
And in that time, and in your time since the service, what's the trajectory that you see the country on right now?
I hope, with all my heart, that the real people, they will come up and they'll stop this. We have a very, very strong history that hopefully we can stop this. I'm not saying that we need to be violent, but everybody, this is guaranteed by the Constitution, and that's what it is.
Why is it important for you to demonstrate, hey, I am a veteran?
This is right. This is what we fought for. Jolly knows. Come here, Jolly. Come here, brother. We fought, but not for this. We fought for the Constitution, for what we believe in, something that is better than ourselves.
This guy traveled, just so you know who he is, all the way from
out Midwest. I won't give away
Kentucky.
your state. Okay, I didn't want to give it away, but he traveled all the way to D.C. just to stand with us in D.C. Got medical conditions he's dealing with, had to be separated from his doctor, still shut out there. And now I'm out here in Chicago, and here he is in Chicago pulling up.
So, to your mind, what does a better, a more just country look like? What are some of the first steps that we should be taking right now to reverse some of these concerning trends that you're seeing?
Look, you got a criminal in the White House, but well, you had Nixon and all, but I mean, but our Constitution, the rule of law. You know that. You know, we took an oath to our Constitution of the United States, not to him, to our country. I may not like what these people say, like the Black Panther Party across the way. I may not like what they say, but they have the right to say it. Unfortunately, burning the flag. Do I agree with it? No. But he's got that right. You have that right. And that's what makes America great. I've seen some pretty shitholes. They're talking about, or Chicago's in the war zone. You ain't no fucking war zone. This ain't Baghdad. This ain't Kabul. Yeah, you haven't seen a war zone. This ain't a war zone. Not by a long shot.
Yeah. So to you, that framing of Chicago as some crime-ridden hellhole or some war zone, you see that as just propaganda?
Yes, very much so. Very much so. And I think the vast majority of America doesn't see this. They don't see the reality. They just see what's over on Fox or whatever. Americans are all this, that, and the other. No. Americans they're not. I don't see nobody getting head cracked or nothing like that.
Why was it, I wanted to talk a little bit about, like, the fact that you are openly displaying that you are a veteran. Why was that important for you to represent as a veteran?
Because we took an oath to defend this country. We took an oath to defend these people.
Is that what you feel like you're doing out here today, is defending these people by standing with them?
Yes. I mean, the law enforcement officers are doing their job. Okay. Now, but the ICE people, when you just roll people up, I mean, it's like the Gestapo. No. You don't do that. That's not where America is. Not by a long shot.
Is there anything else that you would want to tell our audience while you have the platform? Any question I haven't asked you that I should have, or anything about your personal experience that I wouldn't know to necessarily tease out?
That Americans will take back America. This is their country. This is our country. Not those people.
Are you feeling, what are your feelings about the future, standing here among all of these people? Is it hopeful? Is it pessimistic?
I hope, like I said, like more people see every day, and that in 2026, the midterms, we'll get rid of some of these people. I hope. I can pray. I mean, I have a 17-year-old high-functioning autistic son, and I would like to see a better world for him.
What you have here is courage.
That idea of wanting to see a better world for your child is something I sympathize with as a parent. What does a better world look like in terms of policy? What?
My son, his whole life. I mean, I'm retired military, but some people can't afford specific health care that their child needs. I mean, we're not going to pay the military next week. We live in the richest country in the world. Why can't everyone have something? I mean, I'm not saying that, we need to have a totally socialistic state, but, I mean, too much is too much.
But at least some basic supports for people?
Yes. I know, I come from a poor white trash background in Georgia. If anybody should be racist, it should be me. But it's not. I retired from the Army. I have 3 graduate degrees. No, I have a good job. I have a good wife. I have a son. America means something. Or it means something to me. It should mean something to all these people. This is their right. This is their right to protest. This is what, Constitution is about. Period.
Bill, thank you very much for your time.
Y'all have a great day, okay?
Yeah, you as well. You as well. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's go find Charlie.
Appreciate it. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe like 10.
I didn't see the guy coming.
I'll reset.
Yeah.
So, if you're just joining us, this is the scene right now outside of Broadview, Illinois, outside the ICE detention facility here for the Saturday night protest. We're hearing some speakers now. I'm going to try and get closer and give you a chance to listen in.
Fascist lunatic who's been on a rampage coming after the scapegoats, our most vulnerable, our immigrant brothers and sisters.
He's not for the people, he's for himself.
That's right. He is for himself, he is for his fucking white supremacist, misogynist, fucking fascist, xenophobic agenda. This fucking nut job has been a genocidal racist for decades, and it's throughout the fucking lineage of his family. You can start at his dad, his grandfather, being immigrants themselves.
Yep.
So technically Trump should be deported.
That's right.
No, it's fucking true. Even his wife, who came here on a fucking 10-day visa, and ended up marrying Trump and staying here in this country legally, as they call it. Meanwhile, what's been happening to our neighbors, to our brothers and sisters, has been a fucking terrorist attack. People living in fear. And fear is contagious. But I tell you what else is contagious? Courage. And courage is spread through each and every one of you standing up for our immigrant brothers and sisters right now. Courage is in people like, I don't know where he is around here right now, but the Jolly Good Ginger, coming from Washington, D.C. to stand here with the people today and yesterday. Much more resistance is needed, especially in standing up for people who are being tormented, terrorized, hounded, kidnapped, disappeared, ripped away from their children. I myself come from the South Shore community where, if people don't know, an apartment complex was terrorized by ICE.
In our community.
That's right. It's a damn shame that they were able to come terrorize a black community, coming after the so-called criminals, rounding up women, children at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, holding people, children, barely dressed, naked, in their underwear, diapers. And this is what this regime deems okay. Everyone who feels in their bones that it is not, it is important that we are standing up and standing together, whatever our differences may be. Now is the time to come together across all divides, to stand up to this fascist regime. And make no mistake, this is fascism.
This is what they warned us about.
That's right. And what they want is our fear. They want us afraid. They want us to not stand up. They want their repression tactics to work. And people have braved pepper pellets. People have braved tear gas. People have braved being brutalized, dragged across the street. The brother here was fucking brutalized last week. And guess what? He came back. And all of you came out here to stand with people. To stand up for people being illegitimately, illegally detained without
I don't care if you have my face.
I don't care if you
because they're here so-called illegally, and that is their crime. But nobody.
But that's how you guys are.
Nobody.
But that's how you guys are. Oh, you were a little scared. You were a little scared. You were about to piss your pants. But when I'm over here by myself, you want to start opening your mouth and talking shit, right, bitch?
No.
Yeah, you did. But when
Don't give them attention. They're just being so really unhappy with their lives.
I know. But when the guys were all up on you, you were pissing in your pants. I got footage of it.
Let's go. Let them hear me pasar el little boy.
So, what's your name?
Tracy.
Tracy, nice to meet you. I'm JT. Why the first? Let's just establish what were you just doing a few minutes ago?
Blowing my whistle and calling a Nazi a Nazi. 100%. Because let me tell you something. At this point in the administration,
sorry, just for a little bit of clarity, she's referring to like those right-wing provocateurs that we were talking about here in the audience, that are here in the crowd out here, who have been circulating and trying to stir stuff up. Yeah.
Because anybody that supports Trump in this administration thus far, because I know that MAGA is fractured and they're leaving silently because it's a cult and that's how you leave a cult. and trying to form a purple revolution as if we want to do something like that. But if you're still supporting this, that's exactly what you are. You are rooted in white supremacy and capitalism. And there's no way to convince me differently. And that's how white supremacy and capitalism need to be broken down. It needs to be called out. It needs to be called out. I would have loved to destroy him, but that's the best that we can do right now. But it's obvious.
Yeah, we saw a lot of folks from the crowd kind of join in with you in shouting them down.
And when I'm by myself, typical of the right-wing man who wants to attack a woman, always. I fight back. I'm not a stay-at-home mom who's like willing to give up my voting rights and my body. It's never going to happen.
We heard him making reference to like a filing of a police report. Does that kind of language intimidate you?
Oh, I'm willing to get arrested for this. I've looked forward to this revolution since I was a child. I'm a born socialist from a socialist political refugee from Guatemala. So this is my opportunity to fight for it, then I will fight for it. I will go down bleeding, bruised, dead, or arrested. I'm good with that, 100%.
I mean, do you see that as like a real threat out here today, being here in this crowd?
Yeah, I think it's a threat because the police are siding with the Gestapo known as ICE and not us protesters. The fact that they're out here to protect protesters is just full of shit. It's not real. It's not real.
Yeah. So really spell out for people how you see them protecting
like
ICE.
I've always seen them as a threat. They are.
I guess I was like asking, how do you see them as protecting ICE and their mission out here?
Because the crime is being committed in that building, not out here. This is our First Amendment right. Even his First Amendment right. I hate that he's here, but I would fucking die to protect that right. I don't want to hear shit he has to say, but he has the right. And it's slowly being taken away from us. And that is the truth.
Give us some examples. How do you see that these First Amendment rights being eroded in this moment?
Well, Trump said it. Trump said it with the burning of the flag. That is a First Amendment right, freedom. If we wanted to burn the flag, we can. It's not illegal. It's not illegal. I might burn a flag later.
When dealing with these like right-wing like provocateurs, media figures out here right now, I've heard people in the crowd be like, "Wow, just ignore them." Some taking the shouting down, you arguing. How do you decide best way to handle it?
I should ignore them, and I know better, and I know better to ignore them. But I'm pissed. I'm livid on a day-to-day basis.
About what specifically?
About being brown in this country right now. About being profiled by the color of my skin or the language that we're speaking. Because that is what's happening right now. And it's apparent. And what happened with the Black Hawk helicopter and ICE going into an apartment building, if that was my apartment building, I'd have shot him dead on the fucking floor. Because I am also very 2A. And that's what would have happened. I would have opened fire. And you know what would have happened to me? They would have killed me.
You see this state as being one that's ready to use violence?
It is using violence.
Yeah.
It's using excessive force. I was shot by ICE here. I was shot in the back by ICE. I was the first person to be shot by ICE here.
When was that? Like, give our audience a sense of like space of time.
5-6 weeks ago, the first time when they unloaded on a handicapped woman here for protesting. Their cosplay. This is the only thing that they could do, to utilize their deep-rooted hatred for people that don't look like them. And this is the job that they are getting paid to do, using that as credential.
When you were shot, was it a rubber bullet? Was it a
pepper? It was a pepper ball. Yeah. And tear gassed. We were tear gassed also.
Yeah, those are the tactics that we've seen employed out here. Those less than lethal means, quote unquote, that actually do real harm to people. We saw John got video, stark images of a man whose back was all cut up from the use of those.
Yeah, we saw that too. It did look something like that, but it was just one. My keffiyeh protected me that day. 100%.
Is there anything else you would want to add while you have this platform while we're talking right now?
Free Palestine.
Love it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, if you're just joining us, this is the protest outside of the ICE processing facility that is just down the road here to my left. The ICE processing facility in Broadview, Illinois. What's that? I mean, we were able to get the video of what happened.
But you don't want to hear my side.
I mean, what? Yeah, let's go for it, man. Like, what do you got? So first of all, name?
Yeah, Cam Higby, CAMHIGBY.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Cam. I'm JT.
Nice to meet you. And you're with
Status Coup.
Okay. So
it's Team Moo, Charlie Kirk. What's going on, bro?
So what I would like is this mic good? What I would like is simply that they respect my First Amendment as much as I respect theirs.
Are you really respecting their First Amendment right, though, when you're coming into the crowd and antagonizing?
How am I antagonizing? By asking a question?
I mean, you've been pushing the camera in people's faces. You've been. I mean, I think
there's dozens of cameras here, including yours.
Yeah, but generally, I mean, we have to recognize that you have a political perspective.
And do you think they're respecting the First Amendment right now? Do you feel like your First Amendment is respected at this exact moment? I don't.
At this moment, I mean, I feel like I'm still able to talk. We're still having a conversation.
Your camera's not going to catch it.
I mean, yeah, it absolutely is. We invest in our microphones. We're able to keep talking. Was there anything else you wanted to say about your side?
I asked a question, and they surrounded me and repeatedly told me they were going to knock me out and said they hope somebody's going to kill me. Hey, look, she just put a gun up and said she's going to kill me. Are you going to kill me? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So this is the kind of behavior that we see over and over again from these right-wing provocateurs. They could stand in a different area. There is another barricade across the road where we have seen pro-ICE people stand in the past. They could choose to stand over there. He chooses to come and stand here among this crowd because he knows the reaction it's going to get. He videotapes the whole thing, puts it up on his social media channels as a way to try and gain attention and make a profit that way, just off of provoking people who are out here trying to exercise their First Amendment right, and doing so in a way that it actively advances the desires of this administration in an unquestioning way, standing up for what they believe in out here, what they are doing actively, which is disappearing people off the streets of Chicago. Yeah, so that's the tactic that we're seeing play out here. Cam Higby, a lot of these right-wing provocateurs, they were just at the White House a few days ago for a round table on Antifa, treating it as if it was some concrete organization and not just a free association of people who don't support fascists. And then the very next day, many of those exact same provocateurs go from the White House to here in Chicago. They move together as a group. They come after state police already have this area relatively locked down, after ICE has already been tear gassing people and that situation has settled somewhat. They wait until it's safe, then they come out here and they antagonize people to create their content. This is the cycle. You could probably actively question the wisdom of me interviewing him here on this air. Was I just giving him what he wants? These are the questions, and this is what this crowd is wrestling with right now. Some choosing to ignore it, some trying to drown it out, some trying to engage and have some kind of moment of catharsis by feeling like they've owned the right wing here. But of course, probably no right answer. He's going to create something out of this, creatively edit it in such a way that makes him appear the victim as much as possible. Oh, now we see a marked ICE vehicle. It's rare that we see a vehicle actually marked with ICE. That one actually has the logo of the agency as it drove by. But it moved through pretty quick, didn't give the crowd much of a chance to react to it. There were some cries directed towards the vehicle. if you're just joining us, this is the protest outside of the ICE processing facility in... Will do. So, yes, this is the protest outside of the ICE processing facility outside of, or in Broadview, Illinois. This protest was called to begin at 4 o'clock. We walked up around that time, and it was already in full swing. We've seen it grow a little bit, but I would say that there's a couple of hundred people here. What I want to note, what makes this protest different from previous weeks, where we have seen these Saturday demonstrations, is the time. These protests have traditionally started at 4 p.m. and gone until they peter out, which is sometime after the sun has set. But the Village of Broadview, in this last week, has instituted a curfew on protesting out here of 6 p.m. So that is what we are waiting to see right now, is when 6 p.m. Central Time hits, which is in about 40 minutes. What will be the dynamic? What will be the tactics that law enforcement use? Will the crowd want to disperse, or will they try and stay and continue to exercise their right to protest? So that's what we're waiting for here. Is that in 40 minutes?
The Bears want to...
Yeah. What will happen?
Status Coup, we're an online and your name? Seth.
All right, so I'm standing here with Seth. Seth, before I ask you about why you want to be out here, I think we got to address the fuzzy bear costumes in the room. Why go with the fuzzy bear outfits for today's protest?
Well, JT, it's about to be hibernation season, so this is one of the last chances we get to come out and try and save our country.
Got it. All right. Okay. Yeah. And then that's the interview. I mean, is there a reason other? I mean, we've seen it a lot of these protests we've seen, and you're not the first. I interviewed a giraffe yesterday morning.
We were almost giraffes.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. What a coincidence. But also out in Portland, there's a bunch of protesters who have embraced sort of the ridiculous outfit as a way to kind of bring levity to the moment. I mean, is that what you were going for here? Clearly. I mean, but why try to bring the levity? Why is that important?
You think I look ridiculous? No, sorry. Look, I am not somebody who enjoys coming out and yelling at people as the enemy and like getting angry, and I want to stand up for what I believe in. I want to persuade people to come over my side. My happy day would be if every one of those guys over there quit their jobs and came over here. That's what I want to see happen. I don't want to see any rumble. I don't care about any of that shit. I just want to see some kind of progress where we can agree that this situation is out of control. It's illegal. It's unconstitutional. It's not okay. Let's finish it off.
So what does real progress in that direction look like? What are some of the basic steps that your leaders should be taking right now to get there?
Our leaders. I don't know who those are, but I would say consensus. That's maybe not the most popular word in the world right now, but that's what I believe in. I'd like to see a lot more.
When you scoff at that word leaders, I mean, is that because you're seeing, like, from your locals all the way up to the national level, like, are you seeing a lack of leadership right now?
I'm seeing, locals are fine. Sorry. Illinois, way to go. Pritzker, Johnson, thank you very much. I'm very happy and proud about our state and our city. Nationally, not so happy, yeah.
This should not be happening. There's absolutely no reason for this to be happening.
I mean, it's got to be, it can't be an accident that the most organic, natural, and real responses from elected leaders are coming from down the ladder and not from Washington. So, I mean, I'm very happy to be represented in this state.
One of the themes that we're watching tonight is the institution of a curfew on protesting out here. Wanted to get a sense, come 6 o'clock when the curfew is instituted, will you folks stay and try to continue to protest, or will you leave?
Well, probably leave. I mean, but not. I I didn't know about this curfew until about 15 minutes ago, so I can't say that I've thought about it a whole lot.
Understood. What was the reason that you wanted to come out here today? And maybe we should start with why is this your first time out here protesting the ICE facility here in Broadview? I'm seeing shakes heads of no.
It's the second time. It's because immigrants should be welcome here, and this country, it's based on stolen land, and so anybody, all these white people, we're white too, you know, kicking people away is wrong. But nobody comes to this country because they have a good situation back home. They leave for a reason. And if it was great in Venezuela or Mexico or China or wherever it is, or Sudan, wherever it is they're coming from, they would stay there if it was okay. But it's not okay. And so they're coming here hoping that they'll be safe here. And they're not. Their children are being ripped out of their hands. It's an atrocity. I mean, I feel ill.
I guess we're kind of on the topic of why. What's the message that you're hoping to deliver here today?
This has to stop. The illegal detention without due process, raids happening in the middle of the night, people getting arrested indiscriminately for the color of their skin, because they happen to be in the wrong building, because they're wearing a T-shirt somebody doesn't like. This has got to stop, because anybody could be next. What are the rules now? What are the rules? The whole point of the whole country was that we were going to have some rules about this kind of thing. It's got to stop. It's not acceptable.
When you're referencing that this is not acceptable, that this has to stop, what are the emotions that you're feeling in that moment as folks who I assume from the Chicago area somewhere? What's it feel like to have your community occupied by the federal government?
Rage. It's enraging. It's wrong. Yeah, and I also feel sick every time I see a white van. Like, I feel like I'm going to vomit.
Expound on that. Like a white van. A white van, is that what you said every time you see a white van?
White van. That's what people are being disappeared in. Yeah, I mean, you see all these white vans coming in. There are people in those white vans that have been ripped away from their homes.
And I'll note that just in our reporting, what we have heard out in these neighborhoods from folks repeatedly is a sense of, I don't know if you want to call it paranoia, but because that almost seems to denote that it's not really based on anything factual, but certainly a deep sense of fear of everyday vehicles, white vans, black vans, we've heard mentioned a few times. Also, U-Haul trucks, that is something that ICE has employed as well, that the federal agents will hop out of to grab people. It's something that we have seen repeatedly said to us is like that is a real point of like concern. It's just these everyday occurrences.
The definition of terror is that violence can come for you at any time, in any place, in any shape and form. You can't defend against it. You can't protect it against it. Due process is supposed to be there in order to make sure that authorities with weapons can't come and terrorize us in our homes. That was the whole point. We had a revolution. We had a civil war. We had a couple of world wars. Her father was on LST in the Mediterranean for 3 freaking years fighting Mussolini and Hitler. What are we going to do this again for? We already said what we felt about that. No more.
Is there anything else that you would want to say that you haven't? Anything I haven't given you the opportunity to say? Anything that parting thoughts that you would just want to leave our audience with while you had this platform?
I hope Illinoisans and other people across this country who hear some kind of story about how the National Guard is going to be sent here because there's violence in the streets and there's riots and there's rampant crime. It's a load of BS. I lived on the south side of Chicago for the last 25 years. It's not true.
I second that.
Thank you both very much. I appreciate it. Yep, we're going to move over now to the concrete barricades where we're seeing some kind of situation happening. You know, a lot of folks running down 25th Street right now. Several people are yelling, "Get in the streets, get in the streets." Oh, seems like they are attempting to block an ICE vehicle. They're attempting to block an ICE vehicle, or something that they at least assume is, but the tinted windows, yeah, it seems like this truck is trying to make its way, yeah, in towards the ICE facility. Yeah, you see people throwing food and giving the middle finger to this vehicle. And then here come the Illinois State Police in riot gear.
So it seems like this was a bait. This was a bait.
Yeah, yeah. John calling out there that it seems like this this vehicle was a bait vehicle, like being something to try and draw the protesters' attention, and maybe intentionally rile them up. State police are declaring this an unlawful assembly, saying that we are that all of the protesters out here are ordered to disperse, or they will be arrested. See there, the state police forming a line, holding their batons and their riot gear. State police saying that those who remain in the street will be subject to arrest. Protesters shouting, "Who do you protect? Who do you serve?" A reference to the fact that they feel that these law enforcement are here to allow ICE to continue operating here in the Chicagoland area by keeping these roads open and allowing ICE vehicles to pass. Yeah, police moving us off to the side. Yep.
Get my stuff.
Yeah, I got it.
The whole world watching. The whole world's 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 watching. These killer cops. These murderers. These murderers. These murderers. Show them what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show them what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show them what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show them what democracy looks like. Show them what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show them what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show them what democracy looks like.
Police just standing in position here.
Who you protect?
standing there in the, see there the police with that sign that says, behind them, it says, "Stay off street." That is generally when we see the state police get involved, is as soon as a protester enters the street, they respond quite forcefully to move them out of the way.
Tell people to share this.
Yeah. Share this video right now, this live stream with folks, so they can see what's happening here on the ground in Broadview, Illinois, where people are attempting to protest, ICE's use of force here in Chicago, the forceful separation of families. We're putting on our safety gear here. Police moving us up.
I'm asking you to help me disseminate this crowd and reduce this. We do not want conflict here. I'm asking you in your leadership role in this cloud to tell them to please disperse. Please work with us here so nobody gets hurt. The Illinois State Police does not want to have to effect arrest. We want public safety. They are following you. I'm asking you to help me disperse this crowd so nobody gets hurt. Please.
You were a leader yesterday.
You were a leader yesterday. You can do this today. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start arresting people, sir. Sir? Sir?
You talk about...
I'm asking him to help us disperse this crowd. Disperse the crowd, sir. You have taken a major roadway. I'm asking you to disperse the crowd. Sir? No, you cannot have the street. Please disperse the crowd or I'm going to arrest people. Sir? Please disperse the crowd.
They are listening to. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't give a shit. Fuck off. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check.
Yes, again. Y'all already did it. Y'all already did it. We are not here to help you.
You heard their police coming up to this rabbi here who has had these speakers on a cart.
People, listen to me. I don't want no one to get hurt today. I don't want no one to get arrested. We made our point emphatically. But my job as rabbi is to ensure safety is the utmost response come through. I know we're upset. We're passionate. We can't stand this disgusting system. But I'm asking everyone, please, hear my voice. I want to disperse so no one gets hurt. Please. Please listen to me. I was arrested last week. I was thrown down. I can't feel my hands because these killer cops put ties on my hands where blood can circulate my fingers. I cannot feel my hands.
Who did? Who did that?
Listen to me. I can't feel my hands right now. So I don't want no one to get hurt.
Disperse or go back to the protest zone. Disperse or go.
Please, folks. Listen to me. I know. It's terrible. It's terrible when they say, but you guys are powerful. And I appreciate the dedication to this movement. But at the same time, my heart cannot let you all go what I went through. You hear me? They put me in that back row, and they just laughed at me, man. They laughed while I was screaming in pain because what they did to me. I don't want no one here to experience that. I don't want no one to hear or experience that. I need you all to disperse, please. Okay, we can fight tomorrow. We can fight tomorrow. Okay, we can fight tomorrow. Please. Please help me. I don't want no one to get hurt. Please disperse. I don't want no one to get hurt.
Alright, step back, you guys. We gonna step back.
Please, everyone, please, please. Please, go, please. Please, please.
Stand with the citizens, Chief!
We're peaceful. We're peaceful, y'all. Please, y'all, please, please. I don't want no one to hurt.
Washington doesn't care for you! Washington doesn't care about you!
I don't want no one to get hurt. I want no one to get hurt.
Hey, do we want to give them what they want? Okay, what they want is to arrest you so that you can't track ICE like you just did. What they want is to arrest you so that you... Listen, what they want is to arrest you. Listen, don't do it. Just disperse and go be useful in our communities. Don't give them what they want. Let's just go home. Go to your community. Go. Don't give them what they want.
All power to the people. Let's do what we got to do.
All power to the people! Where's my dad?
But you're more useful when you're not arrested. I've been arrested plenty of times. These motherfuckers. Okay, brother, I'm just checking you.
Charlie, would you mind if we talk to you about...
Not at the moment. I want to see how this plays out.
Absolutely, absolutely. See a small group here in the center of the road who have linked arms.
Please disperse. I don't want no one to get hurt. I told you I can't feel my fingers. These people are crazy. They're acting inhumane. We don't want no one to get hurt. No. Please leave the area. Please leave the area.
The rabbi's asking people to leave the area. I'm seeing some people moving back behind the barricades in the protest area. A lot of concentration now on this small group who's linked arms in the center of the road. Moving to center themselves in the roadway, but maybe moving off to the side. No, staying in the middle of the road. Motioning for more to join them. One or two have. There's also a group that's gathered around the Reverend right now. Folks are being pushed out now of the designated protest area by state police in riot gear. Those folks backing up now, heading down 25th Street.
Let me know if they saw movement.
Yep. No, we got it.
I'll take one of those. Thank you.
You eat gas for a living.
What's that?
You said you eat gas for a living. Yeah, right.
What's up?
We got John from Status Coup.
What's up, man? You're Andrew, right?
Yeah.
What's up? Good to meet you.
Good work.
Yeah, you too. Yeah. All right, so you going after Cam yesterday. That was good stuff.
police are pointing directly at the group of folks in black in the center of the road and saying, "You will be arrested. Disperse the area." Police moving people back here from the concrete barricades. The rabbi is continuing to plead with people to get out of the street. You see the police slowly moving people back. Out front here, I'm seeing a lot of the legal observers taking note of everything that is happening, as they have through these proceedings for the last several weeks. Police again pointing directly at the group in black, ordering them to leave. John and I have donned our helmets and goggles here just in case, just for the sake of safety. See police continuing to push people who are in the protest area on the left as this standoff here in the center of the road continues. And you see police there moving folks back out of the designated protest area. This is ahead of the 6 p.m. Protest curfew. So folks, time out here already being even further limited, and now police are moving up in the center of the street. We're seeing the group in black taking several steps backwards, but not getting out of the middle of the street. See police there from behind that line that they have formed, steadily pushing people back. They're using not the same tactics as we've seen the last few instances where they've used batons to shove people. Police there on the road not doing much of anything right now, just holding that position again. We've got really two different police standoffs between protesters and police right now. One where police are clearing that designated protest zone, and then this one here in the street where police progress is slower. The rabbi there on the megaphone, he's been asking people to disperse and to be prepared to protest again, potentially tomorrow. Shouts of shame now from the crowd directed towards state police. Yep, we've got one state police officer there. It looks like he is holding a gun that's either for pepper balls, likely, or rubber bullets, which is tactics that we've seen used out here before by ICE. And now police again advancing here down the street. Got more officers off on the left there. Looks like with other weapons. One of those could be used to fire tear gas, though I'm not seeing any officers actually putting on their masks. Some protesters have done them just to probably out of an abundance of caution at the moment. There was a truck that drove by that provoked the protesters.
I know, but it's not 6 o'clock yet.
Yep, they are. Yep, the protesters have been moved out of the protest area early by police. This is one of those themes that we were looking for. Yeah, a lot of confusion here from the crowd. They have repeatedly said it's not 6 p.m. or chanting 6 p.m.
Officers, this is very confusing. There's an executive order that allows protests till 6 p.m. You have asked us to disperse. We do not understand the order. We don't know where to go. This is confusing. It's volatile. You're being aggressive. You're being inappropriate. You have not accurately explained why you're doing this. This could lead to violence because you're being aggressive. You have weapons and you're advancing on peaceful protesters. This is inappropriate. This is illegal. This is violating our First Amendment rights. We have the right to protest until 6 p.m. That's per the executive order of the mayor of Broadview. That is a published executive order that's in effect right now. Please check with your command authority, because you need to coordinate your response and allow us to protest until 6 p.m. What you're doing prior to 6 p.m. not only violates the First Amendment, but it violates the mayor's executive order. This is inappropriate, it's aggressive, it's illegal, it's unconstitutional. You need to explain what you want us to do to comply with your order. You're going to create a violent situation. There are people that are going to be arrested. It's possible that you yourselves, state troopers, you'll be arrested for aiding and abetting. I will make a citizen's arrest if you violate our rights. I'm giving you a fair warning. You need to disperse. You need to step back and stand down.
Hearing there, folks here in the crowd pleading with officers to let them continue to protest until 6 p.m., which was the agreed upon time. You see police now saying, get back, get back. That group in black now holding firm there in the middle of the street. They're coming into contact with officers now who are pushing, shoving with the batons. Now the group being moved. What?
Stay back.
Yep. Yep, we're seeing people being pushed down, a lot of pushing, shoving. Police now taking people into custody.
Fucking pussies!
Police repeatedly yelling, "Get back! Get back!" And now holding a steady line. The attempt to reform a little bit. Some things being thrown here. Again, officers advancing. Repeatedly shouting, "Move back, move back." Continuing their advance here down 25th. We're moving out. We had ended up inadvertently there at the front of the crowd. We moved back now behind the line of protesters. Protesters now shouting, "Shame, shame." Police holding their line again, stopping their advance. This is a live look in Broadview, Illinois. Police are forcibly clearing the protest areas ahead of the 6 p.m. protest curfew. Police again warning folks to disperse or they will be arrested.
This is not okay.
I've heard protesters say this is not right, say that police are committing a crime by doing this, by moving people off of, moving people back out of the protest areas early. One man on a bullhorn, who we've seen out here several times, expressing the importance of peacefully assembling, telling officers that their orders aren't in keeping with the protest hours and places. that have been previously communicated by the Village of Broadview to these demonstrators. Got some folks playing music out here as a form of protest. Again, police now just holding that steady lin. Police keep coming on the bullhorn to warn people that they will be arrested if they don't disperse.
Why are you doing this? Why? How can we comply with your order? We don't understand your order. This makes no sense. You're creating volatility and the potential danger to yourselves and others. This is completely inappropriate. We have a First Amendment right to protest until 6 p.m. per the mayor's executive order. We do not understand why you're threatening us. We do not understand why you're advancing on peaceful protesters. This makes no sense. You're exacerbating this situation in a way that violates our First Amendment rights. We have the right to protest. We have the right to bear witness to this crime scene. You are aiding and abetting the crimes that the federal agents have committed. Two federal judges have found that their conduct was illegal and unconstitutional. If you don't step back and stand down, you are subject to a citizen's arrest for aiding and abetting. Please step back and stand down. I'm giving you a lawful order. I'm telling you, you will be arrested. You will be subject to a citizen's arrest if you don't step back and stand down. I'm giving you a lawful order. Move back now.
You hear the protesters there pleading that they be allowed to continue to protest until 6 p.m., as was the order that was put out by the Village of Broadview. It's 4 minutes till 6 now. When police began this, it was at least 20 minutes to 6. Much earlier in the night than they were supposed to,
because of the ICE baiting them.
Right. Yeah. If you've just joined us here in a minute, this was actually started because a vehicle that we think was being driven by an ICE agent or someone from the Department of Homeland Security baited these protesters out, antagonized them. Many came out into the street then to antagonize back to this vehicle, and that's what prompted the state police to come out here into the crowd and to start moving people back. And now police again moving this crowd backwards, taking one step at a time, moving folks here and beyond the concrete barriers, seeing some pushing and shoving again with police. Now again moving back steadily.
Get your microphone up there a little closer.
Let you listen in here on what is happening here near the interaction between police and protesters. See police shoving, pushing.
Fucking pussies! We're Americans just like you. We're Americans just like you. You don't gotta hurt your fellow Americans. Y'all start sickness! You don't gotta hurt anybody, man. You don't gotta hurt anybody. This is about all of
Again, police have been doing this. They move up a little bit, and then they stop. And it's been this slow advance down 25th Street, away from the intersection with Harvard, that is the approach to the ICE facility here in Broadview, Illinois.
Silent cops are guilty too! Silent cops are guilty too! Silent cops are guilty too! The people united will never be defeated! 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 The people united will never be defeated!
Police now again moving up, pushing the protesters back. Yeah, we're showing you here the crowd out behind the line of protesters that are up against the police. Oh, police now shoving again. The rate of advance has been chaotic. Police will take several holding steps forward, then hold a line, stand there for a while, then move forward slowly again, and then suddenly burst forward. Hard to see what exactly triggers that, if that's an order or something from the crowd. Now the rate of movement here is a little bit faster. We're moving the folks here a little bit faster. I want to note about what a fucking shit show this is out here. ICE antagonizes the crowd, provokes this reaction. Illinois State Police step in, and now it's between Illinois State Police and the protesters. ICE creating a scene. Protesters chanting, "Fuck ICE, fuck ICE." They've repeatedly expressed a desire to continue to protest until 6 o'clock, which is now approaching. It might be past 6 now. They had one, yes, it's just past 6 here in Chicago, or in Broadview, Illinois, rather, just outside Chicago. This is,
I love it.
Thank you. This is when protesters were supposed to disperse, and judging by how they had been leaving the area when police ordered them to out of the designated protest areas, they were content to do so. Really, the consternation with the crowd came when police asked them to disperse 20 minutes or more before that 6 o'clock curfew on protesting here in the village of Broadview. No doubt, ICE agents or DHS officials somewhere laughing at this. Oh, and there we go. We see police rushing forward to grab some folks. Rushing forward, pushing folks to the ground. People collapsing onto the ground. These people are forced back as they execute an arrest. Arresting someone from the crowd. More police extend their line here onto the grass in front of some, looks like an apartment building.
ISP, IOF, KKK, they're all the same! Disperse now, or you will be arrested! We will arrest you now! We're up to the technical level!
Protesters moving here to link arms with one another. And this is the frustration that the protesters have repeatedly expressed. They feel like state police, local authorities here are in effect serving the federal government and ICE in its operations here in the Chicagoland area by keeping these roadways clear, not allowing them to engage in any civil disobedience or any protest that might block just the approach to the ICE facility. And an attempt to slow down some of the ICE operations. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, a Democrat, has said that the state police are here to protect protesters. And yet what we've seen here on the ground are police approaching, shoving protesters to the ground and arresting them. But when ICE agents advanced, as they did last week Friday, advanced into the crowd out here, when they advanced into the crowd and began throwing protesters to the ground and arresting them, police stood shoulder to shoulder with them at that time.
No violence!
And now police are in one unbroken line here from a metal gate on one side of 25th Street all the way up against the apartment buildings on the far side. See some protesters here wearing their gas masks, many wearing helmets, goggles, just being prepared for what might happen. Press also wearing protection in case they're caught in the middle of what officers might do here. It's confusion. That's the emotion that we've heard expressed over and over here from these protesters. They were supposed to be allowed to stay in the designated protest zone until 6 o'clock. What's that?
This is the Illinois State Police. Don't protect them! This is the Illinois State Police. This is an unlawful assembly. You are being ordered to disperse the area or you will be arrested. Disperse the area or you will be arrested. You first!
Police just repeatedly telling people to disperse or they will be arrested.
This is the Illinois State Police. This is an unlawful assembly in violation of Illinois law. You are required to leave. If you do not leave the area within the next 30 seconds, you will be subjected to arrest. You may be subjected to chemical agents, pain compliance techniques, or other reasonable force to effect your arrest. Disperse the area and go home now.
Police making reference there to chemical agents. That might be tear gas, that might be pepper spray, pepper balls. These are tactics that we've seen authorities out here use. Normally, it's been ICE. Now we're seeing Illinois State Police saying that they're going to use those same tactics against this group of protesters. And Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker has said that these police are here to protect these protesters. And here they go. They're advancing. We've seen the crowd. They had moved back as the police had repeatedly threatened arrest. So now there's a much bigger gulf between officers and the crowd. You can see that long, unbroken line of Illinois State Police in their riot gear. Again, chanting, move back, and we've got one protester dancing along to the beat. Protesters have attempted to bring levity to the situation out here and other places where they're protesting the federal government. Police halting again. Oh no, continuing forward slowly. Trying to keep that one unbroken line.
The dog is barking into the speaker.
Yeah, they've got a police canine out here that was barking into the loudspeaker that they have. Yeah, that barking that you're hearing, that's the police canine unit. This crowd of protesters now much smaller than it was even just a few minutes ago. It's like some may have spilled down onto side streets. See that one lone protester there holding a sign, standing the closest to law enforcement. The sign says, "No gods, no masters."
What's up, man?
This is the live scene here in Broadview, Illinois.
This is Colonel Owen of the Illinois State Police. This is unlawful assembly in violation of Illinois law.
What law?
You are required to leave. If you do not leave the area within the next 30 seconds, you will be subject to arrest. You may be subject to chemical agents, pain compliance techniques, or other reasonable force to effect your arrest. Leave now.
What law are you talking about? Colonel Owen, you're not explaining yourself.
Police reshifting their line here. Looks like trying to create more of an even distribution of officers, or troopers rather, they're state police, across the street. Oh, now we see police working their way around, creating somewhat of a perimeter out here. Yep, they're making a perimeter. Don't see them moving around to block this side street at all. It might be that they're attempting to swing this group of protesters down the side street. Unclear exactly what their next move is going to be. Protesters backing way off now just to be sure that they are well clear, because there's that sense of unease in the air. These protesters didn't want to be here protesting the Illinois State Police. They wanted to be much closer to the ICE facility, and they wanted to be protesting the federal government. This interaction with state police was baited by a Department of Homeland Security vehicle and antagonized the protesters and brought some protesters into the street. Police then came out in all of this riot gear, and protesters then started to stand their ground. You see police now advancing towards the sidewalk as they seek to continue to create this perimeter. Yeah, they are moving folks into the street here. And police saying, move back, move back. And then stopping right at the edge of the street. Many of these protesters are now being funneled down this side street here, just off of 25th. Being pushed towards Fillmore Street. It is now past the 6 p.m. protest curfew, but this interaction began well before that, at least 20 minutes before that, which is what led to the protesters repeatedly chanting 6 p.m., 6 p.m., because they thought they had the right to be out here until that time. Something that has frustrated these protesters and is tough. Something that has frustrated these protesters again and again is how police have seemingly acted to clear these roadways so that ICE vehicles can continue to pass. That's what they want to be out here protesting, is ICE's operations, engaging in some civil disobedience against ICE. At the most, blocking Harvard Street, which only accesses the ICE facility and has some side entrances to some businesses. But Governor Pritzker has said that the presence of the state police was to protect protesters. And yet out here, what we see the state police doing is calling an end to the protests early, ahead of what the village of Broadview had established as the clear end time of 6 p.m. and threatening to use chemical agents or other techniques to effect arrests out here. And these protesters have again said, many of them have said again and again, that they want to see better leadership from Governor J.B. Pritzker, a Democrat. They say they want to see him out here protesting alongside them. That a lot of his actions, aside from a recent lawsuit, which they were complimentary of, that many of his actions have not gone far enough, that a lot of it is just talking for the sake of talk. I think it's safe to assume that these protesters don't feel very protected by these police right now. protesters there playing classic Western standoff music, trying to bring some levity to this moment. It's something we've seen from protests not only here but across the country. Oh, there in the back? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, there's a gentleman back there with a camera videotaping the standoff here. Get a sense, John, for who he's with or what exactly he's doing?
Probably with him.
Yeah. Thinking that he's with law enforcement. Sheriff's Department, John says, perhaps. We've seen police actually out here, the state police. In fact, you see it there. John, if you want to focus on that cell phone that's standing up in the air on that pole. This is that, just to illustrate, police have been out here with their own cameras, videotaping everything that's happening. You also see body cameras on these police. So also recording everything that is happening out here. And we've seen, of course, ICE recording in a different context. They've been recording to produce propaganda out of their mission here as they brutalize protesters. This is the intersection of 25th and Fillmore in Broadview, Illinois. Now well down the street from the ICE facility. These protesters wanted to be allowed to continue to protest until 6 p.m. It's now past 6 p.m., but ahead of that 6 p.m. deadline, police had forced protesters out of the designated protest areas in a move that confused a lot of the protesters out here. They thought they would be allowed to continue to protest. Police came out because protesters were in the street. Why were protesters in the street? They were responding to a vehicle that had antagonized them, a vehicle that seems like was being operated by somebody from the Department of Homeland Security. So the Department of Homeland Security antagonizes, protesters respond, police jump in and institute force against the protesters, which is why these protesters feel that this law enforcement presence, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, that despite Governor J.B. Pritzker saying is here to protect these protesters, feeling that these law enforcement are actually in effect working for and supporting ICE agents. Heard one gentleman there on the bullhorn saying that they feel that police are exacerbating the situation. That man earning applause from the crowd. He had said that if police would simply relax their posture, that it would actually help calm the protesters. What we've seen here, what you can kind of see, is that the protesters have formed, the police rather, have formed an L shape out here on 25th Street, wrapping around onto the side of the street, creating, we thought, a perimeter at first. It's not clear exactly what their intention is. They've been saying, you have to clear the street, you have to clear the street, you have to clear the street, and yet, so far, no move from police to clear the street other than continuing to push the protesters down 25th Street. John, if you pan the camera over to the right, you'll see that some of the protesters are relaxing here and making levity of the situation. They're dancing here at the intersection of Fillmore and 25th as they, dancing to some lighthearted music. Dancing to Sweet Caroline. Pointing towards police during the bop, bop, bop portion of the song, hoping that police would join in. I did not hear any singing from the police. It's possible that it was too quiet for me to hear, but I kind of doubt it.
Come on, troopers, you know you want to dance with us. Let's make this peaceful.
Protesters inviting police to dance with them. So far, police not doing so. I just note, I don't see any mainstream media cameras out here. There's local press. We were standing next to some reporters from the Chicago Sun-Times. But as far as CNNs of the world, ABC News, NBC News, CBS, I don't see them out here. Right now it's Status Coup and dancing protesters as they face down dozens of Illinois State Police in riot gear. So if you're watching this stream, please share it so that people can see what it's actually like, how these protesters are actually acting out here. Behaving peacefully, dancing. And if you can support us, StatusCoup.com/join. That's what allows us to be here on these front lines, actually showing you what it's like here on the ground. $5 a month, StatusCoup.com/join is what supports our work. Eternally grateful for any support that you can offer us right now. And I think getting lost right now in all of this, what's happening out here is what's happening several blocks away. That just because it's not on screen right now, it's not on your camera, you can't see it because it's happening behind a fence, down a street, around a corner, down several blocks now, and behind this line of police. What's happening inside that ICE detention facility and processing facility is that people are being held there right now. Right now. Governor J.B. Pritzker, a Democrat, has repeatedly condemned the Trump administration for its tactics here in the Chicagoland area and across Illinois, going as far as filing a lawsuit to make sure the National Guard couldn't be deployed here, yet putting Illinois State Police out here to defend that state violence that he is decrying on the one hand and then defending it with his own officers on the other. It's absurd. I suspect that that's part of the reason that the protesters out here are playing music, dancing. They understand, they see the absurdity of this moment, and they want corresponding action from their leaders. If you're going to say one thing, do it. Back up your actions, or back up your words rather, with action. Don't be threatening the people who are here backing the same words that you are putting out there. They're here to back that up with action, putting their bodies on the line to protest, to try and disrupt ICE operations in some way. They're saying, Governor, come stand with us. That's what we've heard repeatedly from these protesters. Instead, the state of Illinois has sent troopers out here in riot gear to move these people back. To the village out here has decried ICE's presence, has decried what ICE is doing, has filed a lawsuit against ICE over an illegal fence that was put up on Beach Street because they felt that it was detrimental to public safety. But then the village goes and creates free speech zones, as the protesters have taken to calling them, implying that free speech is not allowed in other areas, saying you can only protest here, you can't protest there. Limiting folks to certain areas well away from the ICE facility where they can't have a real impact on the operations out there, where they can't get as close to the agents to have their voices heard in the way that they want. They move people back behind concrete barricades, and then on top of that, only allowed them to protest during certain hours, between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. The protesters out here knew that they had until 6 p.m., and yet after ICE antagonizes them, the state police rush in to clear these protesters out well ahead of that 6 p.m. deadline, confusing the protesters. They're saying to the police, we had until 6 p.m. They're chanting it over and over again, 6 p.m., 6 p.m. We've seen a man on a bullhorn out here saying, this is confusing, you're confusing us. Are we allowed to protest until 6 p.m. or is the time different? We thought we were out here until 6. Earlier today, we heard from kids in the Cicero neighborhood. Kids, 15 years old, 16 years old. We heard from them talk about how it's a largely Hispanic community. They said that they felt dehumanized by this administration, and then they went further. Say they treat us like animals. And then they went further than that, and they say they treat us like monsters. They said we don't feel like we get to have a childhood in this country because of where we were born and the color of our skin, being profiled, being afraid that when they go off to school in the morning, they're not going to see their parents that evening because either they or their parents are going to be profiled by ICE and disappeared into an immigration system that operates concentration camps in places like Alligator, Alcatraz that we have extensively covered. And they are taking to the streets themselves, much like these protesters are, protesting an authoritarian regime that they see in this country. Standing up saying, I want to do anything in my power to ensure that the future is brighter for myself, for the next generation coming. But when time actually comes for something to matter here, for their elected leaders to stand up, back them with action, they're not here. In fact, they send in the state police to clear them off because they're an inconvenience to traffic. And the only reason they're an inconvenience to traffic in the first place is because those very same ICE agents, Department of Homeland Security officials that they were here to protest in the first place, came out and directly antagonized them because, presumably because they were protesting too peacefully before that. It wasn't convenient for their narrative that they've been trying to spin with the cameras that ICE agents have had out here, following them in their operations as they raid apartment buildings in the middle of the night, zip-tie children, leave them sitting outside in the dark for hours. I have a 7-week-old daughter. This is the country that she was born into. One where the right to protest is limited between the hours of 9 a.m. and 6 p.m., except if we don't feel like it, then we'll use the police to move you off our corners whenever we damn well please. You have the right to protest so long as it doesn't inconvenience us or doesn't make us feel uncomfortable. Something that John and I have been talking about a lot in the car. He has a daughter as well. It hurts us to be here, away from our families for weeks and weeks. All I want to do is go back to them. The thing we have to keep telling ourselves is that this work is too important. Being able to show you what's actually happening out here in Broadview. It's too important. Because we want our daughters to grow up in a better world. And part of that has to be telling the truth. Telling the truth about what's happening. Which is that the Illinois State Police are right now, in effect, supporting ICE operations. Giving ICE exactly what they want. Which is making these protesters seem like the enemy. Making Americans turn on Americans. To make it easier for them to forcefully separate people from their families, disappear them, all to score political points. If you've been watching us, I'm JT Siskowski with Status Coup. Thank you for being with us. Share this stream so that people can get the truth about what's happening out here. There's not a lot of mainstream press out here. To the extent that they are, they're local. Trying to do some of the work, but in terms of national outlets with national reach, it's Status Coup. Might be a couple of other independent media here. I haven't done a complete census. But there's not a lot of national outlets getting the truth out about what happens here. We know when they're here. They line up with all of their big fancy TV cameras that they've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on. Their talent comes out, does a live shot down the block from the facility for a few minutes. We'll talk to Democratic state senators who were out here yesterday. Tammy Duckworth and Dick Durbin for the state of Illinois were out here. Did a photo op where they delivered some water, 1 case each. I'm sure that's all they could afford, U.S. senators. Delivered 1 case of water each to the protesters out here, to their aid station. and then held a press conference about how they're not being allowed into the ICE facility. And Dick Durbin in that press conference made the point that this money shouldn't be going towards ICE, it should be going towards the local police. Police like the Illinois State Police right here, who are, in effect, helping ICE with their job. Like, that's the other side to what Donald Trump is offering, the brutalization, tearing apart families. Dick Durbin saying, well, you know, that money should really be going towards local authorities instead of national authorities. Feels like splitting hairs. I'm going to try and get some interviews for you folks.
Yeah, let me download it, offload it. Well, I know it's taking good care of me. Side. I know. I just stopped running.
Yeah, John, I don't want you to move the camera over there, but I will note that just basically across the street, kitty corner from where these police are currently arrayed, there's a park, and there's a playground set on that park, and right now there are two kids out playing on that jungle gym set that's out there. John and I have remarked ahead of these live streams, we walk through a residential neighborhood in order to get to the ICE processing facility and the protests there. John and I have repeatedly talked about the kids that we see out in their yard playing, that they could be, essentially exposed to the tear gas that might be unleashed here, that has been unleashed from the ICE officers, and the violence, and just playing like they are out here playing right now, seeing state violence, state-sponsored violence on protesters, just as a normal fact of growing up. Good now? It's slow as fuck. Oh, okay. Just let me know. It's not exactly clear what the next step is here. A lot of these protesters are content to stand here, watch what will happen next. They're agitated by the police presence. The police seem content to continue to stand here and have this stare off with the protesters. if you're at all able to hear the sound of the helicopter above us, we're pretty sure that is a news helicopter. We've seen it out at several different scenes, regardless of jurisdiction. It's a local news helicopter. When police need an aerial view, we've seen them put up a drone. They have a phone on a long telescoping pole that they will raise up to get an eye view. They also have some stationary cameras that are up on poles that they've erected around the facility to keep an eye on protesters. Protesters now playing the national anthem. Okay, so I'm standing here with Jolly. Jolly, I'm imagining that most of our audience knows who you are, but just in case there are we've probably got some new viewers here tonight with all the craziness that we've seen, just start by saying who you are, explaining what you do.
I'm Jolly Good Ginger on all social media platforms. I try to stand in solidarity with communities, speak out about injustice in our communities, as well as, fight fascism in our politics. I'm an Iraq, Afghanistan veteran. And currently I'm trying to mobilize veterans across the country to do this, to stand with communities.
Why is it important to mobilize veterans? What is the weight that their voice carries that you see that as a very important element to have here standing with communities?
Sure. I think that society has ascribed a certain, title or pocket for veterans. And so when veterans speak, I think people in these situations listen to what we have to say because we've worn the uniform. Now, I've never been a cop, but I've been in uniform service. We talk about the National Guard. I've been in the Army. And so I think people feel empowered when veterans stand up and say this isn't right? Because so often we feel like the system is against us. So often we feel like this president specifically is going to turn the military against us. So when people see veterans say no, I don't agree with this. This is fascism. This is a wannabe dictator. It gives them the confidence that there's other people currently actively serving that would also not follow those orders to turn themselves against the American people. And I hope that here in the Illinois State Police and the Cook County Sheriff's Office, that there are people who would recognize that they're on the wrong side of this conversation. I know you think that you're fighting for truth, justice, in the American way, but you're defending a facility where they're bringing people that are straight up being kidnapped off the street. If you want to have a conversation of legality in our country, let's have that conversation. If you want to have a conversation how to address people based on their legal status, let's have that conversation. That conversation should never begin or end with people being kidnapped, with mothers being taken out of school pickup lines, with fathers and mothers being taken out of workplaces, with people being taken out of courthouses. That's not addressing legality. That's just intimidation and fear and breaking apart a community. And community is the strongest thing we have as a country.
I just want to note for folks that Illinois State Police are again on their bullhorn telling folks to get out of the roadway. See if they're going to do anything here. They're preparing to open the street. Yes, okay, I see.
Well, at least they stopped threatening us finally.
Yeah. Police there asking folks to move onto the sidewalks as they are about to open this roadway. This is 25th. It's a heavily trafficked road here through the community of Broadview. And yeah, we'd been kind of in this odd standoff here for the last little while, wondering what was going to happen next. Finally, police coming on and saying we're preparing to open this roadway. Looks like we're going to see some movement finally here. And it looks like, many police now, riot police, walking off to the side. You see cop cars just beyond them with the lights on, continuing to keep the street blocked somewhat, but presumably about to move those as well so that vehicles can get through.
I just got here. I heard their ICE cars driving this way to move the crowd over that way.
Yep, you see Illinois State Police there on the now move.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it. we see Illinois State Police now, making their way onto the sidewalks just along with all the protesters. And I'll note here so far, I want to take a look back at towards the intersection here. But a lot of the protesters have made their way onto the sidewalks as well. As the police have relaxed their posture, so have a lot of the protesters. There's a few that remain in the streets. Some of them it's hard to tell exactly as it gets darker. Protesters clapping as the police walk away, so showing their approval, saying, "This is what we wanted. We just wanted you to relax. We relax." It's hard to tell exactly in the dark here who's a legal observer, who's press, who's protester yet, but some remaining there back in the street. See the K9 unit there in the back of that car, barking. We heard it barking into the megaphone earlier, perhaps a different K9 unit, but we heard one K9 unit barking into the microphone, into the PA system that they were using. Yeah, and over here you just see the last few people remaining in the streets. Vast majority of the protesters have made their way off to the side. A few last cheers from the protesters. See a small clump of protesters there in the street. Many now walking back down 25th Street along the sidewalks, back likely towards where they've left their vehicles or other ways to get home.
Right decision.
Got it? It's going to take a while for police to open up this road because they've parked so many vehicles on it. It's something that the protesters have repeatedly pointed out, that when they're moved out of the street, police repeatedly say, you need to get out of the street because we need to open it. But then after they move the protesters out, the police have blocked the street and the traffic remains restricted. So some protesters have said, kind of tongue-in-cheek, you cannot block the street because we need to block the street. Protesters.
See if some of those.
Yeah, no.
Thanks, Jane.